Hey YouTube, this is Derek Lupin, and welcome to my channel if you've randomly found me. So, I am not looking the best, I know. And this is due to having a slightly rough time, so, um, please excuse this, and if I have to change locations between videos, um, that's just because I don't have a permanent location right now. Currently, I am at my father's house, but there is stuff that's going on where I'm not going to be here all the time. Sometimes I'll be outside. There goes one of the things that I was trying to do. But other than that, yeah, other than that, I should be fine. I mean, it's either gonna be here or outside, or once I fix up some things at my mom's house, my other room. But yeah, this is just temporary, and now I've gone on for a minute talking about some personal stuff. I'm sorry. But I am a recent Switch owner. I bought mine secondhand. There are tons of them on eBay that really need good homes due to either just not needing another system if someone's bought more than one, or there are some people who just they bought the Switch and then they don't like it anymore. I mean, that's completely understandable. I mean, I originally didn't want a Switch at all because I was fine with my Wii U. So yeah. This is my Switch. I forgot to grab the Joy-Cons from my mom's house, so I'm currently playing with one of the things that I'll be talking about. This is secondhand, so there's scratches and scuffs and all that. I bought all my games secondhand except for the digital titles. That's completely just what this is. A secondhand Switch, and this is for people who either want to get a new Switch, secondhand Switch, or are excited about the Pro or the Mini Switch that have been rumored to come out. Just for proof, this is the actual Switch, didn't come with a kickstand. And, well, I decided to sort of make a list of things you'll need, and I'll review each item in order. Though, with one of the items, it'll be an ongoing thing, because I have something that I Amazon ordered to a locker that'll be its own sort of thing, but also sort of relate to one of the things on here. So this is for Switch owners, or people who are thinking that they want a Switch. So, to start, I'm going to talk about the thing I was asked to review. Now, this is not a free product. I was simply asked by the company to review this product. How do I put this? Basically, FunLab... This is a FunLab case. I like this. It's the Pokédex one. It holds up to 6 games. It's not the most games held. There are a few by PowerA and Allier that hold up to like 10 games. But for something like this, where I don't own a lot of physical games, I mean, I plan on getting at least 6. That's why I got this. But currently, I only own 3. So this is the Pokédex one. I'm a Pokemon fan. Haven't been able to get Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu due to not having a lot of money all the time. So I've only got 3 games. All of them were used. One is Breath of the Wild, which is going to take me a while to complete anyways. So that's sort of why. And then I also have Lego Worlds and Has-Been Heroes. So, yeah. And I don't know if this video hits 100 likes at most. Alright. If this video hits 10 likes, I'll do a taste comparison. If it hits 100 likes, I'll taste a game cartridge every time I review that game. However, I don't have any game footage for any of these, unfortunately, because, well, this is my computer, but I don't have the best editing software or anything on this, and I'm not great at it. So, FunLab asked me to review this product, and the phone that I originally recorded this on, the battery got so hot it melted. So this is technically a second attempt at that video. So I like this a lot. It can hold up to 6 games, as said. Great for cosplays, great for holding games around, and great as a travel thing because the Switch is basically Switch cases for these tiny cartridges that fit inside here is 4 of these, but only has one spot to hold. And that's something that I think Nintendo really should have changed. Maybe have a grid of, because I've seen people on Etsy have like a 10 game thing for the Switch. Get one of those. I mean, it's great that I have this because I like to throw the Switch in my backpack and just use these. So yeah, something that you definitely need. Thank you, FunLab. This has survived an accidental car. This got accidentally run over. And the worst part was, like, I had to reshape these little clasps and the top a little. Like, it survived the whole thing. Survived being lost in my room for about a week. But this was before I got the games, so I did not lose any games for any of you who are concerned. Second thing you're going to need are obviously games, whether physical or digital. Physical, definitely get this case. But my personal titles of choice would be open world games like Odyssey or Breath of the Wild. Personally, I like Breath of the Wild more because it's not as much platform based. And then Has Been Heroes. Breath of the Wild I got for $54.99 at GameStop used, and Has Been Heroes I got for $10 used at GameStop. So, hey, deal's a deal, and Lego Worlds I got for $24.99. Don't like that game as much, just because it requires the golden brick formula. So it's much more enjoyable with a 2-player or an online connection, but I unfortunately don't have Nintendo Switch Online, which is needed for that online connection. That's another thing. You may want Nintendo Switch Online, so every time you're connected to Wi-Fi, like some sort of LAN connection, if you somehow have that for your Switch, now you can go online with it more than just posting a social media picture of whatever game you're playing. Now, I recommend if you're doing YouTube or some sort of other type of social media that you do get, you do use the Switch's capture button a lot. And I recommend you have Joy-Cons. Those things are kind of expensive. Got a single one, for $37 at GameStop used. So, cheaper than buying one, but it takes $60. $60 or $70? I think $60 to buy two. Another thing you might want, especially if you have a game that's compatible with them, are amiibo. Now, if you're not a huge avid collector, get some of your favorites. Like, mine are usually these types of cutesy characters, just because I'm more of a, how you say, casual player. I mean, I am getting Splatoon 2 as soon as possible. But that's why I got Inkling in front, and Isabella is my main in Smash whenever one of my friends has a Smash cartridge. Because before I got my Switch, we had a Smash Club in school, and I'd always choose Isabelle because that was... I mained Link in 3DS, but I felt like maining Isabelle instead for Ultimate, and I felt that was fun. And then something of note, these are $12 at GameStop, $13 at GameStop. You can't get used amiibo at GameStop apparently, but I like this one because it's not just an amiibo, it's really unique. And if you have that weird Mario robot toy game, Toybot, I think it's called, it is registered as a regular Yoshi. Obviously, you're going to have to register all of these either on your Switch or your Wii U or your 3DS or 2DS. Any of those systems that use it, you're going to have to register these. And if you don't want that type of commitment, maybe you don't want an amiibo. And then, if you had the unfortunate happenstance of getting Skylanders Superchargers, you got Barrel Blast Donkey Kong, which registers as a normal Donkey Kong on the Toybot thing. But is it really worth it for this? This is stupid. I mean, I get it. It was a great crossover between Nintendo and Skylanders, and they did something similar with Crash Bandicoot. But this is bad. Like, alright, for one, it has a swivel base, so I can't position this like this unless I want to, because I always look at the bottom to see what type of thing it is, if I want to see both symbols. And then, this is the amiibo, and this is Skylanders. So if I want to use it as an item drop for Zelda so that I can get food from the sky, which that's going to be part of the review of Breath of the Wild 2 years from its launch. Is it any good if I ever do that? But if I ever want to use it for an item drop, I've got to make sure it's set to amiibo. And if I ever want to use it in my Skylanders game, I have to make sure it's set to Skylanders. And I just feel like there was an easier way to do this. Maybe have both chips be right in the center or right next to each other so you didn't have to do this turning feature. It feels really stupid, and I wish I knew the reason why. Maybe if I'm brave enough, I can get another one of these and, like, see the inner workings, or maybe there's another video that I can check out, or a few images on Google Images. But yeah, this is my least favorite amiibo. Plus, Donkey Kong doesn't look like Donkey Kong. There's a certain thing, and this just isn't it. Of course, you're gonna probably want to play your Switch with friends. And if you're someone with hands, which most Switch owners are, I can't say all because I don't know, you're gonna either want more Joy-Cons so that you can go with 2 for 4 players, but then you're gonna have to get 4 comfort grips, and unless you're getting a PowerA or Allier comfort grip, it's just a no-go. Or you can get a Pro Controller. Now, Pro Controllers are $60. I don't have that kind of money. I doubt that any little kid has that kind of money either. But then the GameCube controller came out for Smash Bros. And there's a wired and wireless. I recommend the wireless. Haven't played a GameCube game in my life. Well, that's a lie. I played a Mega Man GameCube game a while ago, but that was when I was 6 and didn't really know what I was doing, and I'm pretty sure that, pretty sure that the controller was not attached to the system, so I could be wrong. But I really like this design, it's really good, and this is the PowerA GameCube controller. This is the only other review I'll actually do in this video. This is a great controller. I mean, the C-Stick, it's the complaints with everyone, it's kind of weird, but I don't mind it too much. It's not fully authentic, which I could care less about. I mean, seriously. This is kind of annoying whenever I hit a button. I wish that only happened when I hit the home button, which I will not do because this is currently hooked up to my system and I don't want it randomly turning on. I am glad that they have all 4 buttons here. I do wish that maybe the wired GameCube controllers from the original GameCube or the Nintendo Wii version that they released had had an option where they could like use that single button for different purposes on the Switch. For people who have the adapters or have a dock, that's another thing. I don't have a dock because I bought it secondhand. So this is really a great controller for me. And for anyone who just wants to play in handheld or tabletop mode. Honestly, I really like this controller. Nintendo Switch branded, it's actually from Nintendo, even though it's licensed. Alright, it's licensed by Nintendo, made by PowerA. I know some people are gonna say these analog triggers in the back, because they have springs and then you have to click them down all the way, are annoying, and that the AA batteries, because you need two of them, are annoying, so you're gonna have to pack extra batteries. And I get it. You don't want to make your controller, especially if it's a legacy controller like this, that's what I'm gonna call it. If it's a legacy controller, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have some form of consistency, and having stuff like AA batteries to power this thing seems odd when a lot of the wireless controllers now have chargeable batteries. But I would argue that the AA batteries thing is sort of an ongoing problem with Nintendo, like the Wii Remote, the Game Boy. Don't you even say, oh, but the Game Boy was back in the day. They had rechargeable battery packs specifically made for the Game Boy that they sold. So I don't want to hear it. That's all I really have to say about these. If you like this sort of rambly, very limited script video type where I just say words, like, subscribe if you want. I don't care. Honestly, I really just want you guys to tell me how I can improve. And if it's a negative comment, please try to make it constructive rather than just, oh, just kill yourself. Because that happens a lot. I've seen it with multiple channels, so, you know. So, now what? I mean, I still got this. Yeah, I found this a while back. Link's Awakening. Are they supposed to make a remake of that on the Switch? How many of you are excited for that? I'm not really. It's like, it sounds weird coming from me because I really like Zelda, if you know me personally. But it's not a huge deal for me. I own the actual game, and I'd much rather it be a eShop title or something where it works better than, oh, we're gonna remake it and sell it to you for $60, because that's something they've been doing recently. Especially for their first-party titles, which is why it took me so long to even buy Breath of the Wild for the Switch, because once I got my Switch, it took me 2 months to save enough money between having to pay a phone bill and having to actually get the Switch to get a $50 game. It's $60 if I bought it new, like even now. It's just weird to me that the new Link's Awakening is priced that way, even on the eShop. Now, they can lower the price, definitely. They could do that, because I've seen pre-orders go for slightly higher than what the actual game costs. And I actually really think that's cool, because if you think about it, pre-orders are supposed to get you a little extra and guarantee a copy of the game for you. Whereas something like a physical game, you gotta make sure you get it. Sorry, I don't know why I just stopped for a second. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You're gonna want games, amiibo sometimes, Joy-Cons, controller. SD card. I almost forgot about that. Get yourself 128 gigabytes. If you have a Target near you, they'll price match. I got mine for $10 because there was a $10 copy on Amazon. And then, with the money left over, I bought a $10 eShop card and got a few games on here. May talk about those in another video, who knows. Yeah. So, see you guys later. Yeah, see ya.